Hello, and welcome. Get comfortable wherever you are. Take a deep breath in and out. Tonight, we're going on a gentle journey through one of the most remarkable structures in the entire universe, the human brain. There's no need to remember any of this. Just let the words wash over you. Let your body sink deeper into relaxation with each fact you hear. Let's begin. Your brain weighs about 3 pounds. That's approximately 1.4 kilograms, roughly the weight of a small cantaloupe. And yet, within those 1.4 kilograms exists everything you've ever experienced. Every memory you hold. Every dream you've dreamed. Your brain is about 73% water. This means that even mild dehydration, just a loss of about 2% of your body's water, can affect your attention, memory, and cognitive skills. Something so simple as drinking water keeps this incredible organ functioning. The human brain contains approximately 86 billion neurons. That's 86 billion tiny messengers, constantly communicating, sending signals at speeds up to 268 miles per hour. That's about 430 kilometers per hour. Right now, as you listen to these words, billions of neurons are quietly firing, creating the experience of this moment. Your brain generates about 12 to 25 watts of electricity. That's enough to power a low-wattage LED light bulb. You are, quite literally, a being of light and energy. The brain's storage capacity is virtually unlimited. Unlike a computer with a finite hard drive, your brain can continue learning and storing new information throughout your entire life. Every experience, every conversation, every sunset you've witnessed finds a place in this extraordinary network. During sleep, your brain doesn't rest. It's incredibly active, consolidating memories, clearing out toxins, preparing you for the next day. Sleep is when your brain takes out the trash, so to speak, removing harmful waste products that build up during waking hours. Your brain uses about 20% of your body's total oxygen, even though it only makes up about 2% of your body weight. It's remarkably energy hungry, constantly working, even now, as you drift towards sleep. The brain can't feel pain. There are no pain receptors in brain tissue itself. This is why surgeons can operate on the brain while the patient is awake. Your brain can sense pain everywhere else in your body, but not within itself. A curious contradiction. Every time you learn something new, the structure of your brain changes. New neural pathways form. Connections strengthen. This is called neuroplasticity, and it means your brain is never truly finished growing. Even as you listen to these facts tonight, tiny changes are happening, new connections forming in the darkness behind your closed eyes. The left and right hemispheres of your brain are connected by a thick bundle of nerve fibers called the corpus callosum. It contains approximately 200 million axons, creating a bridge, allowing both sides to communicate, to work together as one unified consciousness. Your brain produces enough new neurons throughout your life to maintain cognitive function. For a long time, scientists believed you were born with all the brain cells you would ever have. But we now know that neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons, continues in certain parts of the brain throughout adulthood. In the hippocampus, in the olfactory bulb, new cells are born. Your brain is always renewing itself, always growing, always becoming. The human brain is the most complex object we know of in the universe, more complex than any supercomputer ever built, more intricate than the structure of galaxies, more mysterious than the depths of space. All of this complexity, all of this wonder, contained within the quiet space between your ears. Your brain can process images in as little as 13 milliseconds. That is faster than the blink of an eye. Visual information travels from your eyes to your brain and is interpreted almost instantaneously. The world you see is being constantly created and recreated, moment by moment, without pause. The wrinkled appearance of the brain, those folds and grooves, actually serves a purpose. They increase the surface area of the cerebral cortex, allowing more neurons to fit inside the limited space of your skull. If you could unfold and flatten out the cerebral cortex, it would be about the size of a large pillowcase, roughly 2,500 square centimeters. All that surface, folded, condensed, packed efficiently. Your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for planning and decision-making, does not fully develop until around age 25. This is why teenagers and young adults sometimes make impulsive decisions. Why risk assessment feels different at 16 than at 30. Their brains are still, beautifully, magnificently, under construction. The final pieces, falling into place, over years. When you recall a memory, you are not accessing a perfect recording. Each time you remember something, your brain reconstructs that memory, and it can change slightly with each recall. Memories are not static files, stored unchanged. They are living things, shifting, evolving, rewritten each time you revisit them. Your past is constantly being reinterpreted. The sensation of brain freeze when you eat something cold is actually caused by a rapid change in blood vessel size in the roof of your mouth and throat. The pain you feel is referred pain, sensed by your brain as coming from your forehead, your trigeminal nerve, sending confused signals, a small miscommunication between mouth and mind. creating that sharp, fleeting ache. Your brain produces patterns of electrical activity, brainwaves, that change depending on what you are doing. During active thinking, beta waves dominate. During relaxation, alpha waves increase. Right now, as you rest, as you listen, your brain is likely producing alpha waves, or perhaps drifting into theta waves, the slower rhythms of deep relaxation and light sleep, frequencies slowing, and consciousness dimming. The average brain can hold about 2.5 petabytes of information. That's approximately 2.5 million gigabytes. If your brain worked like a digital video recorder, it could hold 3 million hours of television shows, a lifetime of experience, of learning, of memory, stored in electrical patterns and chemical changes, all contained in 1.4 kilograms. Your sense of smell is directly connected to the emotional centers of your brain. The olfactory bulb has direct neural pathways to the amygdala and hippocampus. This is why certain scents can instantly transport you back to childhood or remind you of someone you love. Smell bypasses the usual sensory processing routes and goes straight to the parts of your brain that deal with emotion and memory. A shortcut to feeling, to remembering. Blood flows through your brain at about 750 milliliters per minute. That's about 3 cups, continuously circulating, bringing oxygen and nutrients to billions of cells, carrying away waste products, a constant river of life flowing through the landscape of your mind. Your brain is about 60% fat. This makes it the fattiest organ in your body. These fats, particularly omega-3 fatty acids, are essential for brain health. They protect neurons, support cognitive function, maintain the membranes that allow thoughts to flow. Your brain, built from the food you eat. A single neuron can connect to thousands of other neurons, creating trillions upon trillions of possible connections. The number of potential neural pathways in your brain exceeds the number of atoms in the known universe. Infinite possibilities contained in finite space. Your brain continues developing throughout childhood and adolescence, but different regions develop at different rates. The areas controlling basic functions, like breathing and balance, mature first. Those governing complex reasoning, impulse control, abstract thought, develop last. Growth happens in layers. When you yawn, you are not just tired. Yawning may help cool your brain, bringing cooler air in through your mouth, regulating brain temperature, keeping this remarkable organ functioning optimally. A built-in cooling system, automatic, unconscious. The human brain contains about 100,000 miles of blood vessels. That is approximately 161,000 kilometers, enough to circle the Earth 4 times. An intricate network of tiny pathways, delivering life to every corner of your mind. All of this contained within your skull. Information can travel between neurons at different speeds. The fastest signals travel at about 120 meters per second, or 432 kilometers per hour. The slowest, just 0.5 meters per second. A vast network, operating at different speeds. Some neurons racing, others moving deliberately, all working in harmony. Your brain accounts for only about 2% of your body weight, yet it consumes about 20% of your daily calories. Thinking, learning, remembering, even resting, all require energy. Your brain is working hard, consuming fuel, even now, as you settle into stillness. The brain's gray matter contains most of the neuron cell bodies. The white matter contains the connecting fibers, the highways between regions. Together, they create a complex landscape: gray peaks and white valleys, mountains and roads, a terrain of thought. Your brain can survive for about 5 to 6 minutes without oxygen before permanent damage begins to occur. After that, neurons start to die. Oxygen is life, for your brain, for you. Every breath you take sustains consciousness. The cerebellum, located at the back of your brain, contains more than half of your brain's total neurons, though it makes up only about 10% of brain volume. It is densely packed with these tiny messengers, coordinating movement, maintaining balance, ensuring precision, the silent conductor of physical grace. When you're born, your brain weighs about 400 grams. By age 3, it's grown to about 1,100 grams, nearly full adult size. Most of your brain's growth happens in those early years, a rapid blooming of consciousness, of personality, of self. Your brain never stops working, even when you are asleep, even when you are unconscious. Your brain continues its essential functions, keeping your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your temperature regulated, maintaining life itself, without pause, without rest. The brain's hippocampus, shaped like a seahorse, is crucial for forming new memories. Damage to this small structure can prevent new memories from forming. Though old memories remain intact, the past stays vivid, but the present cannot be captured. Time, flowing forward, leaving no trace. Your brain produces about 50,000 thoughts per day. That is roughly 35 thoughts per minute. Right now, thoughts are flowing through your mind, like a river, sometimes rushing, tumbling over themselves, sometimes slowing to a gentle stream. Eventually, perhaps, to stillness. The blood-brain barrier protects your brain from harmful substances in your bloodstream. It is highly selective, carefully screening what enters, letting in essential nutrients and oxygen, while keeping out potential toxins. Your brain, carefully guarded, protected, safe. Each hemisphere of your brain controls the opposite side of your body. The left hemisphere controls the right side. The right hemisphere controls the left, a crossing over, a neural intersection called the decussation, connecting mind to body, thought to movement. Your brain's amygdala, two almond-shaped clusters, one on each side, processes emotions, especially fear and pleasure. It is ancient, part of what is called the limbic system, the emotional brain, connecting you to millions of years of evolutionary history, to ancestors who felt just as you do. Chronic stress can actually shrink your brain, particularly the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. But rest, relaxation, moments like this can help reverse that process. Neuroplasticity works both ways. You are taking care of your brain, protecting it, healing it, right now. Your brain uses about 25% of the glucose in your body. Glucose is brain fuel, converted from the food you eat, powering every thought, every memory, every dream. Sweet energy, transformed into consciousness. The human brain reaches its maximum weight, about 1.4 kilograms, around age 20. After that, it slowly decreases, losing about 5% of its weight every decade. But losing neurons does not mean losing function. Your brain adapts, reorganizes, finds new pathways. It continues throughout your life. Reading aloud to yourself uses different brain circuits than reading silently. When you speak, multiple areas activate together: motor areas, auditory areas, language centers, all working in concert, creating a richer neural experience. Your brain responds differently to sound, to silence. Your brain's thalamus acts like a relay station, routing sensory information to the appropriate parts of the brain for processing. Almost all sensory input passes through this central gateway, except smell, which takes its own unique path directly to emotional centers. Laughing activates multiple regions across your brain. It is a whole brain experience, engaging areas for movement, for emotion, for cognition, for reward, social areas, motor areas, all lighting up together. Laughter is complex coordination, joy made manifest, connection made sound. Your brain's hypothalamus, though tiny, about the size of an almond, regulates fundamental drives: hunger, thirst, body temperature, sleep-wake cycles. This small structure, no bigger than a pearl, governs so much. A master regulator of basic needs, of survival itself. Brain cells have the highest metabolic rate of any cells in your body. They are constantly active, constantly consuming energy, constantly working. Even at rest, neurons fire, maintaining circuits, preserving memories, sustaining your consciousness, your awareness, your sense of being. The space between neurons, the synaptic cleft, is only about 20 to 40 nanometers wide. That is roughly 2,000 times smaller than the width of a human hair. Impossibly small, yet across this tiny gap, chemical messengers leap, dot, dot, carrying information, bridging the space, creating thought itself. Your brain's ventricles, 4 fluid-filled cavities, contain cerebrospinal fluid. This clear liquid cushions your brain, protecting it from impact. About 500 milliliters are produced each day, continuously refreshed, drained, and renewed. A protective bath, keeping your brain safe. Multitasking is a myth. Your brain does not actually do multiple things simultaneously. Instead, it rapidly switches between tasks, back and forth, creating the illusion of simultaneity. But it is not real parallel processing. Single tasking, focused attention, is your brain's natural state. Your brain's pituitary gland, the size of a pea, controls your body's entire hormone system. Though tiny, smaller than your smallest fingernail, it has enormous influence, regulating growth, metabolism, reproduction, and stress responses. Small, but mighty. The master gland. When you imagine doing something, your brain activates many of the same regions as when you actually do it. Mental practice creates real neural changes. Your thoughts shape your brain. The brain stem, connecting your brain to your spinal cord, controls automatic functions you never actually think about. Breathing, heart rate, blood pressure, working silently, keeping you alive at every moment. Your brain's occipital lobe, at the back of your head, processes visual information. Everything you see, every color, every shape, every face, is interpreted here, sight made conscious. A brain injury on one side can sometimes be compensated for by the other side. Your brain has remarkable redundancy, built-in backup systems, an ability to reorganize and to heal. Your brain's temporal lobes, on the sides, process sound and language. They also help form long-term memories. The sounds you're hearing now are being processed there, perhaps becoming a memory. Neurons communicate through both electrical signals and chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. Electricity and chemistry working together, creating the phenomenon of mind. Your brain's parietal lobe, at the top rear, processes touch, temperature, pain. It helps you sense your body in space, creating your physical sense of self. The oldest part of your brain, the brainstem and cerebellum, is sometimes called the reptilian brain. These structures, evolved hundreds of millions of years ago, connect you to ancient history. Your brain uses pattern recognition constantly. It seeks patterns in faces, in sounds, in experiences. This drive to find meaning, to recognize patterns, is fundamental to how you think. The corpus callosum, connecting your brain's hemispheres, contains about 200 to 250 million nerve fibers. In some people, born without it, the hemispheres can still communicate. Finding other pathways, life finds a way. Your brain's frontal lobe handles complex cognitive tasks like planning, reasoning, problem solving, and also social behavior. It basically makes you uniquely you, the seat of personality, of conscious thought. When you are learning something new, your brain forms temporary neural connections first. With more and more practice, these temporary connections become permanent pathways. Learning is literally the reshaping of your brain. Your brain's pineal gland produces melatonin. This is the hormone that regulates sleep. As darkness begins to fall, melatonin levels rise, essentially telling your body it is time to rest. Right now, this ancient timekeeper is doing its work. Music activates more areas of your brain simultaneously than almost any other stimulus. Listening to music is a whole brain experience, engaging emotions, memory, movement, and also reward. Your brain's white matter increases until you reach middle age, then slowly begins to decrease. But gray matter volume peaks in childhood, then also gradually declines. Different parts, different timelines, but still all aging together. Exercise increases blood flow to your brain, promoting the growth of new neurons and improving overall cognitive function. Movement feeds the mind. Your brain produces different neurotransmitters for different functions. Dopamine for reward, serotonin for mood, GABA for calm, a chemical orchestra playing the symphony of consciousness. The basal ganglia, very deep within your brain, coordinate your voluntary movements. They help you walk, reach, and grasp. Movement is made smooth through deep coordination. Your brain's default mode network activates when you're not focused on the outside world, during daydreaming, during rest, during moments just like this one. It is not idle. It is introspective. Sleep deprivation affects your prefrontal cortex first, impairing judgment, decision-making, emotional regulation. Sleeping is not optional for anyone. It is essential for your brain, for you. Your brain's reward system, centered in the ventral tegmental area, releases dopamine during pleasurable experiences. This system, shaped by evolution, guides your behavior, seeking what feels good. The brain's glial cells outnumber all neurons. They support, nourish, and also protect neurons. For years, they were thought to be merely supportive, but we now know they actively participate in brain function. Your brain creates your sense of time. There's no single clock region. Instead, multiple areas work together. Time is a construct created by your mind. Meditation can physically change your brain. Regular practice increases gray matter density in areas related to attention, emotional regulation, and self-awareness. Stillness reshapes structure. Your brain's mirror neurons fire both when you perform an action and also when you watch someone else perform it. This may be the basis of empathy, of learning through observation. Language is typically processed in the left hemisphere, in areas called Broca's and Wernicke's areas. But understanding involves many regions spread throughout your brain. Language is distributed. Your brain has different states of consciousness: waking, sleeping, dreaming, each with distinct patterns of neural activity. Right now, you may be transitioning from one state to another. The brain's plasticity, its ability to change, continues throughout life. You are never too old to learn something new, to form new connections, to grow. Your brain prioritizes negative information as a survival mechanism. Remembering threats kept your ancestors alive. This negativity bias is ancient, protective, sometimes limiting. Hormones affect your brain profoundly. Cortisol during stress, oxytocin during bonding, adrenaline during excitement. Your brain and your body are inseparable. The brain uses about 20% of the body's oxygen supply. At rest, your brain consumes about 3.3 milliliters of oxygen per 100 grams of brain tissue per minute. A constant need for life-giving air, sustaining thought itself. Your sense of self, your feeling of being you, emerges from brain activity. There's no single location for the self. It is distributed, arising from the complex interaction of many systems. You are a process, not a place. Dreams likely occur in REM sleep, when your brain is highly active, almost as active as during waking. Your body is paralyzed, but your mind creates entire worlds, stories, emotions, landscapes that only you will ever know. Your brain's nucleus accumbens, processes reward and pleasure. Anticipation of reward activates this area strongly. Sometimes the wanting feels stronger than the having. Your brain, designed to seek, to hope, to look forward. Social interaction activates many brain regions. Humans are social creatures, and your brain reflects this. Understanding faces, interpreting tone, feeling empathy, all require vast neural resources. Connection is fundamental to how your mind works. Your brain creates a model of reality based on sensory input. What you experience is not reality directly, but your brain's interpretation, its best guess, its constructed world. The world you perceive is a collaboration between what exists and what your brain expects. The reticular activating system in your brainstem regulates wakefulness and sleep. It is the switch between consciousness and slumber. Right now, as you rest, it is slowly letting go. The switch moves toward sleep. Consciousness gently fading away. Emotional memories are often stronger than neutral ones. The amygdala enhances memory formation during emotional events. What moves you stays with you. Joy, fear, love. These experiences are encoded more deeply. Emotion is the ink that writes memory. Your brain's insular cortex processes interoception, awareness of your internal body state. It monitors your heartbeat, your breathing, the rise and fall of your chest. This creates your feeling of being embodied, of being alive, of existing in this very moment. Neuroplasticity decreases with age, but it never disappears completely. Your brain, at any age, can still learn, still grow, and still change. New connections can form. Skills can be acquired. You are never too old to become someone new. The brain coordinates billions of operations simultaneously, regulating temperature, processing sounds, maintaining balance, planning tomorrow, remembering yesterday, all at once, effortlessly, continuously. A silent guardian, working tirelessly, keeping you alive. Your attention is limited. You can only consciously process a small fraction of the information entering your brain. The rest is filtered or ignored. Without this, you would be overwhelmed. Consciousness is a narrow spotlight in a vast theater of experience. The brain's energy comes entirely from glucose and oxygen. No other fuel will do. This dependency makes your brain vulnerable, but also remarkably efficient. Every thought, every memory, powered by sugar and air. Mental fatigue is real. Extended cognitive effort depletes neural resources, just as muscles tire from exercise. Your brain needs rest. Rest restores them. Your brain needs downtime, needs recovery, needs sleep. Your brain has evolved for over millions of years. Ancient structures, overlaid with newer ones. The brainstem, hundreds of millions of years old. The cortex, relatively recent. You carry the history of life itself within your skull. Consciousness itself remains mysterious. How electrical and chemical signals become subjective experience. The feeling of being you. Science is still exploring. The hard problem of consciousness remains unsolved. How matter becomes mind. Your brain can distinguish between self-generated sensations and external ones. You cannot tickle yourself because your brain predicts the sensation. It knows what is coming. Prediction and surprise shape your experience of the world. The brain's complexity emerges from relatively simple components. Neurons, following basic rules, create the infinite richness of human thought and feeling. Simple parts, complex whole, like atoms forming molecules, forming cells, forming you. Your brain maintains homeostasis, keeping your internal environment stable. Temperature, pH balance, ion concentrations, working constantly behind the scenes, maintaining the delicate balance, keeping you alive, even as you sleep. And finally, your brain is unique. No two brains are identical. Your experiences, your memories, your learning have shaped your brain into something that has never existed before and will never exist again. You are singular, remarkable, one of a kind. And perhaps the most remarkable fact of all, your brain created this entire experience. Every word you heard, every moment of calm you felt, all generated by the neural tissue resting quietly in your skull. Your brain experiencing itself, consciousness, contemplating consciousness, a universe aware of its own existence. Sleep well and dream of all the mysteries still waiting to be discovered. And so we have journeyed through more than 100 facts about your extraordinary brain, the organ that makes everything possible, that lets you think and feel and wonder, and now rest. Your brain will continue its essential work through the night, consolidating these facts into a memory, clearing away the metabolic debris of the day, restoring neural connections, and preparing for tomorrow. You do not need to do anything now. Just allow yourself to sink deeper into comfort, into stillness, into sleep. Your brain knows what to do. It has been doing this every night of your life, keeping you safe, keeping you alive, even in sleep. Rest well. Your remarkable brain has earned it.